Hey, how's it going? I wanted to tell you a little bit about some very exciting stuff for just a couple minutes here that relates to Second Mile Church and our leadership development. Chances are you're watching this because you were sent a link to it, or maybe you've stumbled across it, but chances are you're probably an existing leader or an existing apprentice, and you've kind of started to hear a little bit about some of these different leadership development things like Bible Boot Camp or Surge, and you kind of are going, what is that? Well, I want to take just a few minutes. I'll try to be very brief and just kind of explain it to you. Really, it's birthed out of our vision. Our vision is really kind of threefold. The first thing is we want to be a church that multiplies and that plants other churches. We're a church plant. We're part of a church planting network. We believe that multiplication in church planting is biblical and it reaches people for Christ. And so we want to start new churches. That's going to take all kinds of leadership, not just preachers and musicians, but much more than that. People who are key parts of every area of ministry and of plant. So we want to raise up teams of people to plant churches. And so that's part of our vision. Another part of our vision is we really believe that God reaches people, especially adults, through crisis. C.S. Lewis said that pain is God's megaphone, that he uses to wake up a sleepy world. And so we believe that's true. And so we want to be a church that has a net to catch people in crisis, when their marriage falls apart, when they're stuck in some kind of addiction, when there's a death in their family, when they're just burdened by all the depression and anxiety they're struggling with. We want to be there. And we want to have a ministry that can catch those people. And so that means we're going to need a lot of people who are ready to be able to speak the gospel and apply the scripture to certain situations. And so we want to develop people that can do that. And then the third thing is we just want to be a healthy church. We want our community groups to be strong. We want our ministry teams to be strong. And all of that, like any good thing in the world, takes good leadership. And so we want to really be intentional about how we develop people. And that's what I want to tell you about. There should be a link to a PDF here in the information on this video. And you should go ahead and look at that. And that will give you kind of more details about sort of our strategy and our plan for leadership development. But for now, what I want to tell you is the first step that you could take in terms of being involved in leadership development would be to lead a community group or ministry team, or to be an apprentice. Now, if you're already that, if you're already doing that, then for you, you're actually eligible for something else. You're eligible for what's called Bible Boot Camp. And Bible Boot Camp is a 4-month intensive experience. We call it Bible Boot Camp for a reason. When you go to boot camp, you leave tired. You've worked harder than you've ever worked in some cases. But you're also in the best shape of your life. And so we take 4 months, and it's pretty intense. And really what it's about is trying to give you the Bible ready and kind of in the back pocket of your mind, so that in all kinds of situations you can say, here's what God says about this. Here's some biblical answers for where I can go in a variety of situations. We do a lot of case studies where you'll be given situations and have to go, how would you handle this? Then interact with the class about it. It's just a great environment. We'll go on a retreat. You'll build some incredible relationships, and you'll know the scripture better than you ever have. And I promise that that's true, as long as you put in the work. But Bible Boot Camp's a great experience, and if you're an existing apprentice or existing leader or the spouse of a leader or apprentice, you're eligible for that. In fall of 2010, we're planning on having a men's Bible Boot Camp class and a women's Bible Boot Camp class. Details are still yet to come, but we just want to let you know so you can begin kind of praying about that. For some who complete Bible Boot Camp, they'll want to move into Surge, and you can find out more about Surge if you go to surgenetwork.com, surgenetwork.com. But it's a school that we've helped start with a bunch of other churches in the Phoenix area, really to try to develop leaders. And so there's some additional steps and some additional processes and some additional experiences you can be part of. The cool thing about Surge is most of the training happens at the local church level, but then once a quarter we come together with all these other churches, bring in nationally recognized teachers and faculty, if you will, to be able to do some intensive training. We're really just trying to develop leaders who can surge throughout the whole city with the gospel. And so that's a little bit of what we're doing. Again, more details are going to come, but for now I just wanted to give you that update and let you know kind of what's happening. If you have questions, you can ask me, or you can ask Matthew Brazelton, and we'd be happy to help you. In the meantime, please be praying. Be praying for the people that will go through these experiences, and be praying for our church that we could accomplish that vision, and be praying about how you can be part of it. I think it's a really exciting time for us. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.